Good morning, specialist candidates. I have a special gift for you. It's a bit of a sandbox. You have this presentation to do, and I've been sort of toying around with which tools are we going to be able to use. And finally, I got smart, and on the prompting of T, said, "Hey, Western, you got to have some things that we can use," and indeed they do. So added to the course now is Collaborate CV. It's a Blackboard integrated solution for conferencing on the web. So it allows classroom teachers to host lessons online and that type of thing. Down at the very bottom of your menu, you'll see it there. This says Collaborate for specialist candidates. And when you click it to open it up, you should have the rights in the upper right hand corner to create a new session. For now, if you want to go in and see what it's all about, you'll see that I've created a test event. And a couple things you need to know, and everyone who uses it needs to know. When you first click that test event, if you don't have the desktop software called Collaborate, you'll be prompted to download it. It's a free download, and it works on Mac or PC. Once it downloads, you can then hit the link and it'll open up Collaborate. The actual environment will open up. The other thing you may be prompted to be downloaded is the updated current version of Java, which Collaborate uses as a go-between to share data back and forth between different things. So you need those two things: Collaborate as a software package and Java. It'll prompt you. It's not hard, and it's actually the easiest thing I've seen in a long time for setting up video conferencing on a tool like any computer desktop. It actually works on mobile too, but I'll let you experiment with that. Just really quickly, when you create an event or want to join an event, you'll be prompted to select a variety of things like start times and entry times and that sort of thing. So I'll let you play with that. I'm just going to show you really quickly what's in here so that when you get in, you can play around. When you click that you want to join a session, it downloads a little file to your computer, and that little file gets launched in order to run the application that you've earlier downloaded. I'm going to give this a second to load up so I can show you what's inside. So the idea is that you would use these tools to make a presentation and to record the presentation and make it available later for folks who couldn't come. So it says, do you want to run? It's asking me for permission to run Java, which is updated now. So I'll say, yeah, go ahead. So Blackboard, for those that don't know, is actually the backbone of OWL. Blackboard's their course creation software. They actually, what do they call it? There's a name for it. Anyway, they're the biggest in the United States, the biggest company for doing e-learning type stuff, and OWL is actually run on a Blackboard interface. But Blackboard also has now Collaborate. I don't know. I think they probably bought it from someone, but they may have developed it in-house. I had to do the research on that. So when I log in, this is my thing. So it's asking me, do I want to record it? I'm just going to say no, I don't want to record it. But let me just show you really quickly what you've got as an environment here. A number of panels should be present. The list of participants will show up here, and each participant has the option to engage in chat and discussion. They can put little icons next to themselves. If you ask them if they're understanding or not, you can say put a smiley face next to your face if you're getting it. They also have the ability to write on the whiteboard, to turn a camera on, off, use a microphone, depending on what permissions you want to give them by turning these on or off. Okay, so you can say you can do this or not do that. And then when a person, an individual, wants to use those tools, they'll see the ones that they have permission to use. As a moderator, you get all of them, but if a student shows up, they'll only have the permissions that you grant them. Over here on the big whiteboard space, it's set up by default as whiteboard. That's what this little icon is here. And this is a public page where you can have anybody come in and use this little menu to write or draw or take pictures or color on the page. If you wanted to, say, have a map, put a map on that page and then say, everybody show where you are on the globe, they could sort of go and indicate on the globe, dotting where they're dialing in from as one way of introducing the group. Map of Ontario might be a good way to start a session, for example. But you can, on this page, insert all kinds of content and draw on it. I'll let you play around with it, but the one thing I would show you is this tool, which is a screen capture tool. It's a little camera icon. When you click that, It's ready. This is see these little OK and with delay and cancel and refresh. This is the actual screen capture tool. So if you want to capture the screen just like it is, click OK. It'll snap a picture of it. If you want to show a picture of something else, let's say I've got a Word document over here that I want to show you. Let's open one just really quickly. Poster template. If I want to show something other than just what by default is on the screen, I can say with a delay, let's take a picture of the screen with a 10-second delay. That gives me time to jump over, get my Word document up in the front, put it in the middle, and then when it's done the countdown to 10 seconds, it just took a little snapshot of it, and it places that on the whiteboard so that everyone can see it. I can then manipulate it, zoom on it, whatever I'd like. So you can put content on the page with this little icon down here, the screen capture tool. You can play with that. You can insert clip art or images. You know, if you want people to point at things, you can use an arrow and say, look here. Okay, a lot of little things that you can do. Up under the Load Content button, if you want other than just quick interaction on a whiteboard, up on the Load Content button is where you could import a PowerPoint presentation or a graphic. On my desktop, I know I've got a picture that might be appropriate. Let me see if I can find it. Facebook battle. Okay. I want to place it on the current page. So I want to have a discussion about how Facebook is maybe being used in a particular way. I can pull a graphic on top. This other whiteboard image, if I don't want it and click on it, I think I should be able to delete it. But I've got to make sure I got the right tool selected. Again, I'm going to let you do a lot of playing around with it, but load content. So the other thing about when you create pages is there's this public page, which we've been looking at, but there's also different work areas and private pages that you as a moderator have access to where you can set content up prepared and ready to go. So if, for example, I want to load a PowerPoint presentation, let me go and see if I have a small one here. French presentation. Excellent. So I'm going to open this. If you want to import PowerPoint, it likes PowerPoint to import. It likes graphics to import. It does not like PDFs or document files. But if you want to import those, it'll prompt you to say, hey, do you want to share these with folks? And it will share them in the interface in another way. I'll let you experiment and play around with that. But let's say we want to load this PowerPoint presentation. What it does is converts PowerPoint to images. And the first thing it'll do is it will ask you, do you want to give PowerPoint permission to access this stuff on your computer? So PowerPoint will actually launch on your computer, ask for permission to integrate with Java and with the interface. And when it does, you can just click OK and everything will be good. I've already done that. So PowerPoint is opened here, and now it's going to take the files and put them into my presentation. Where they will appear is up here under not public page, but they'll actually appear on a private page, a bunch of private pages. Each graphic or each slide will show up on a separate page. I just want to show you this. Just give it a second to load. Let me pause the recording. Okay, so now that my content is all loaded here, I'm going to just show you that each page of my slideshow presentation I can jump around and show on the screen in whatever order I want. I can go forward, I can go backward. The little menu at the top here lets me select a slide, so I go back to the main room and the public page that we were on before that everyone can write on, or I can launch and show my private pages that I've uploaded. Whatever pictures or graphics you want to upload, that's how that all works. Okay, so that's your kind of whiteboard view. The other tools I'm going to just show you briefly, but again, you can experiment to your heart's delight. If you want to create new pages or blank pages, you can do that up here. You can clear the page, get rid of stuff, start over. But these icons up here are also interesting. I'm going to start with this one, the web tour. If you want to have your class visit a website to show them something, you can type a URL there, and the interface will grab the content from your web service and show it on the page. So everyone can be browsing the web on a common page that you would direct and navigate there. You just can change the URL and type in different websites. The other thing you can do is click this tool, which is application sharing, and what that does is allows you to share your desktop and any of the apps that you have running. So if you want people to see how to do video editing, for example, you can open iMovie and it'll show up on screen. If you want to show them how to edit a photo or how to use any application, how to create a PowerPoint presentation, you could open those tools in this desktop. So the desktop environment allows you to open any app and let it be broadcast to the wider web. So there's a whole lot to play with here. What I'm going to suggest to you is to play around with it a little bit. I like to host a meeting of you guys on Wednesday night if that works for everybody. I'm going to be at the ECHO conference in Niagara Falls, but I don't head there until after a playoff volleyball match. So I'm probably not going to arrive there till late, probably after 7 o'clock. So if it's suitable to you, I'd say maybe we could meet at 9 o'clock just for 10 or 15 minutes to talk about how you might use this environment to run your little workshop. And other than that, take a few days to play around with it, and then when we meet, we can try and talk about things that you've discovered or troubles that you're having and see if we can't figure things out. That's all. That's a little bit longer of a little tutorial, but you'll see it at the bottom there on your web environment now called Collaborate. Have fun, and we'll see you on Wednesday night maybe, and if not, feel free to post questions or comments. In one of the discussions. We could start maybe a Q&A on Collaborate. I'll post something there now so that your classmates, if they notice that at the bottom, will know what it's all about. Thanks. Have a good day.